Hey YouTube world, it's your boy Lucha, aka Matthew J. Brownlee. I'm back with another Smackdown review discussion video thing where I just talk about Smackdown. Not gonna really give it any grades, trying to make it a little bit shorter. Before I get into this video, make sure you hit the like bell, comment, subscribe, uh, and I do want to say before we start this, rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. He's passed away yesterday, 43 years old, um, stage 3 colon cancer, which is horrible. Uh, I've mentioned this to Facebook or Instagram or something like that. That my dad also had passed away of colon cancer, uh, so it's really tough. So uh, Godspeed. Uh, Prayers to his family and friends, and yeah, that's all I want to say. He was in Black Panther. He was also in 24. He played Jackie Robinson. He was in Marshall. He played Third Goodwill Marshall, and he also played James Brown too. So for the culture, he will be missed. So rest in peace to him. And of course, he was in Avengers. So Smackdown. This whole thing was based around Adam Pearce trying to get some signatures. So we'll talk about that later because that took up a lot of the show. So overall, SmackDown was pretty solid. The stories of SmackDown were fine. There wasn't a lot of wrestling. Like there was wrestling, but there wasn't a lot. I think the longest matches were probably Shinsuke and Jeff Hardy, and maybe the 6 man tag match at the end. Those were probably the two longer matches. Uh, Cesaro and Kalisto wasn't that long, but it was good stuff that was in there. Shorty G and Matt Riddle also wasn't long, but there was also some good stuff in there. Um, yeah, I think those were the two shorter matches. Then was there one more match? There wasn't any women's matches, so yeah, that was pretty much it. Yeah. Oh yeah, those were pretty much it. So it's based around the tag team. Yeah, that was it. So oh, and Braun Strowman and Drew Gulak, but obviously that match was just like that too. So my thoughts. Well, first of all, let's get this out the way. This whole Matt Riddle, Baron Corbin thing. I'm over it. I don't care about it. It's trash. Uh, I want Matt Riddle to be in that Intercontinental Championship picture. That's where he needs to be. I wouldn't mind Shorty so. Baron Corbin and Matt Riddle have this promo, uh, and I guess Matt Riddle was pretty much saying that he wants to fight Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin starts to come down. Shorty G Gable attacks Matt Riddle, and Corbin was like, "Yeah, sure, I accept on behalf of Chad Gable. You can fight him or whatever like that." So yeah, of course, Matt Riddle wins, and they fight after Matt Riddle gets the upper hand. So what I really want to happen, is Matt Riddle to beat Baron Corbin. So maybe Chad maybe tries to uh, hit Matt Riddle or distract Matt Riddle, or something happens that backfires that allows Matt Riddle to get that win. And then maybe Baron Corbin and Shorty G get their rivalry in there for a little bit, and get Matt Riddle in that Intercontinental Championship picture. That's what we need. Especially who's back as Intercontinental Champion. You can have that mid card division right now can be so good that, like, where you have Roman Strowman and Wyatt in that main event picture, while you have them in those main event pictures, you can easily like put AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan whenever he comes back in that main event picture as well. They're good in the Intercontinental Championship picture if they want to keep them there, but they could really keep them and they can put those five in that main event scene, and then you can have Jeff Hardy, Sami Zayn, who returned. We're gonna talk about that. Big E, Matt Riddle, Drew Gulak, um, Baron Corbin, Shorty G. Those seven ish. Yeah, you could put them in that mid card division, like in that Intercontinental Championship position, and you're good. You're money. That's all you need. So you get those five in the main event, and then you get those six, seven in the in the um in the Intercontinental Championship picture, and I guess Kalisto too, if you really want to. That's that's a bunch of good stuff waiting to happen. So that's what I hope. I hope this have Matt Riddle just move on and go to Intercontinental Championship picture because that's what we like. We like all of those. So speaking of the Intercontinental Championship picture, Jeff Hardy's out. He's playing to the crowd, talking about how good it is to be standing there champ. AJ Styles is like, "Ah, you know what? This is a bunch of bullcrap. Bunch of bullcrap. You know that I know that I know that you know that you know that I know that you should be champion. You happy about that? I had you in the Styles Clash. And then you used that weapon to beat me." Paraphrasing. So he's just pretty mad that he used the knee brace to beat him. He said, I've been messed up with knee braces. You don't see me complaining to doctors to use the knee brace. But he said just because of him that he can't wrestle tonight. And Jeff Hardy was like, well, too bad because I was issuing an open challenge, but I guess it'd be anybody but you. and AJ Styles was like, I knew it. Conspiracy. That's what y'all are, a bunch of conspiracy. So they go to commercial. I think he tries to hit him, and Jeff Hardy socks him. And it's Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura, which is good stuff. We like all of those, Jeff Hardy and Shinsuke Nakamura. Match was good enough. Unfortunately, Jeff Hardy's just like on the side of being old and injured. Injured. I don't know if he's just plain injured or if his leg really hurts, but outside of being old and injured, and he moves a little slower than he used to. But the match was still fine. Again, AJ Styles was on commentary being great. Uh, he wins again. He gets the knee on Shinsuke's face and Swanton Bomb, Twist of Fate, that good stuff, and he wins. AJ Styles is talking trash in the ring. Jeff Hardy holds up his title and ooh, 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 oh, 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 oh. Okay, anyways. So Sami Zayn comes back and he's saying pretty much that he is the real Intercontinental Champion. You're fraud. Boo you. They look at AJ Styles who's like walking up the ramp. Boom! Kicks Jeff right in the face. Haluva kick, I guess. And then he's yelling fraud and all that other good stuff. And AJ Styles like creeping up to Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy gets up completely no sells the Haluva kick. He's like, hey, whoa, whoa, relax. So that's all good stuff. And pretty much people are trying to I don't know who was Mackenzie or Kayla, whoever was trying to talk to Sami Zayn. It's like, hey, they're all frauds. He's like, well, where have you been? You've been gone for 4 months. He's like, doesn't matter where I've been. He's like, I'm the true Intercontinental Champion. I'm from Montreal. I've been traveling all over the world with the Intercontinental Championship, and they're both frauds and stuff like that. And then he meets up with Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura, who's having a conversation, and Cesaro is pretty much like, hey, you know, there was talk about Cesaro, Shinsuke being more ambitious than he thought about him just going out there and being champion. He was like, hey, gotta let me know I'm your tag team partner. You know, like with Kalisto, you know, you'd be out there for me. I would have been out there for you. You know, Shinsuke, like, might be. And then Sammy walks in and Cesaro and Shinsuke look at him like, I give him hugs. Shinsuke's like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, champions, we're all champions and stuff like that. And then Shinsuke was like, "It's been 4 months. You didn't even give me a phone call." He was like, "Oh yeah, that just part of the plan." And Cesaro was just like, pretty much like AB conversation, see your way out of it. It's pretty much what that was. He was like, "Yeah, no, I got stuff to do anyway." Cool, cool. So yeah, so apparently they're not cool. And then Kalisto has his match with Cesaro again. Quick, short match, but Cesaro wins. Kalisto is about to leave, and Cesaro and Shinsuke jump Metalik and Lindsay, which caused them to come out and unfortunately distracts Kalisto and get a nice deep roll up pin. Cesaro wins. There was one nice spot where Cesaro was about to do something to Kalisto, and Kalisto like stood on Cesaro's shoulders and then hit him with a DDT. That was nice, but he still loses, and still more dissension between Lindsay and Kalisto, and Grand Metalik is still trying to break it up and stuff like that. Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. I don't know what they're going to do this tag team division. They're trying to split them up, and there's no tag teams for Cesaro and Sheamus, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. No women's stuff. Like I said, there was the one segment with Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, and Tamina. Pretty much they're backstage, and Tamina's like, "Hey, how's Nikki doing? I mean, how's Alexa doing?" And Alexa comes, she's all smiley. She got her Twisted Bliss pigtails back in. She got some dreadlocks. She's been hanging with Bray on the weekends. And then she was like, "Hey, that's that mug that I gave you. You still got that?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, best friends. I love you." And Nikki was like, "I'm a little worried about you. You out here with the dread. You reminded me of the Fiend." And 100, 0 to 100 real quick. My girl Alexa gets all pissy and uh, and just rough, and she breaks the mug and she leaves. I was like, "Oh, that sucks." Just when we thought that Nikki was going to be the one to turn on Alexa, who would have thought it'd been the other way? They heal. It's tough, but again, no tag team women's in the division, so it's gonna be rough. They gotta have to start scrapping for some women tag teams because apparently they're about to break up, which sucks for them. But so that was one of them. The other one was with Biggie and Heavy Machinery. Pretty much, they had like a lunchbox Money in the Bank, and Biggie was like, "Oh yeah, this is probably some of the new stuff for like 2021." He opens it up, it's like a whole bunch of meat. Biggie and Otis is playing with it. He was like, "Hey, whoa, whoa, stop getting that meat in my face." That's what's hilarious. And then Sasha and Bailey are out coming. He's like, "Oh, look at that, a bunch of jokes." It's like a bunch of people who are only good at can only handle being a tag team champion and nothing else. Sasha was like, "Whoa, relax." Biggie was like, "But Sasha only tag champion. That's what you're." Ooh, gotcha. So they go out, of course, sad. Uh, Bailey's apologizing. He's like, "Hey, sorry, my bad. I shouldn't have let you go out there to face Oscar, knowing that you're 0-5 of successful Raw Championship title defenses." That was like ouchies. Just put Sasha Banks on it. She was like, "No, no, no, that's not what I meant. Hey, let's just focus on us. We're better as being a team. We're the best tag team. Um, and we should, I always got your back. We're best friends, all that stuff." And Sasha was like, "Yeah, we are." She's like, "Lucky for you, we are best friends, and I'm going to do anything for us to keep the titles." Nia and Shayna Baszler are out there on the Titantron. It was like, "Yeah, we hate each other, but we hate you more." Shayna's like, "Nia sucks, but hey, we're gonna be tag team champions because you had a rough week, and we're gonna make it worse." And Sasha was like, "Well, it doesn't matter because at Payback, no matter what, I'm going to get my revenge." Looks at Bailey, doesn't look at them, looks at Bailey. He's like, "I'm going to do whatever have to do to stay Raw Women's Tag Team Champions. Just because one bad week, that doesn't define me." So Crooked and Sasha Banks is lit out in the streets. That was all the women's segment. There was like not even a women's match, which is trash, but it is what it is. So I got all that stuff out the way. So now it's time to talk about the big main part of this whole thing. Adam Pearce is out there with security. He was like, man, everybody's in this is in the building. Bray, Strowman, and Roman. They're here. Vince McMahon is here. I want all hands on deck. Follow my lead, all that stuff. He sees Vince. Vince is pretty much just like, hey, I need you to get some signatures for me. I need you to get Roman, Strowman, and Bray. To sign his contracts. I need all signatures. And he hands him something. It's like a postman little thing that we find out. He said, "The first person I want you to do is the Fiend Bray Wyatt." It's like the Fiend. He's like, "Oh, Bray Wyatt. He's probably somewhere in the Firefly Funhouse." Tell tell Huskers I said hi. I like him. That's hilarious. I really think that Bray actually does like Huskers the pig. So Firefly Funhouse comes in. Bray Wyatt is there, and he's like, "Oh man, it's great to be with all my friends. We're getting back together, but there's something missing." And he has this air bubble and a whole bunch of mean, weird stuff. He's like, something was missing, all that stuff. He's like, "Oh, I know. Boom! Universal Championship." It was like good to see. He was like, "It's back where it belongs." Hey Roman, it was good to see you again. Doorbell rings. He's like, "Wonder who that is." He goes and he was like, "Yeah, it's Postman Pearce." Um, Pearce is like, "Yeah, so I got this for you to sign." We're like, "Why would I want to sign that, man?" He's like, "That's for the Fiend." And he was like, because you two were kind of joined at the hip and stuff like this. He was like, I'll sign it. So he pretty much signs it. And he was like, I just signed the double death wishes. So that was all hilarious stuff. And he says, "Bye, see you later, let me in," all that good stuff. Then Drew Gulak is looking for Braun Strowman. He wants him to sign it. Drew is mad. He wants a match with Strowman. He was mad at what happened to him last week. He's like, I don't think this is time for you to be doing that. And then Drew's like, yay. Yeah, okay. He grabs a steel chair, pops Braun Strowman in the back with the chair. Braun completely no-sells it, sits up. He realizes it, throws the chair to Adam Pearce and then runs away. Braun Strowman's looking. He was like, hey, relax. That was Drew Gulak. I ain't want none of that. All I want you to do is sign this between you and Roman and Strowman or whatever. He was like, I want. I want. He's like, I'll sign your stupid thing, but I want Drew Gulak. I'm like, okay, whatever. So he gets Drew Gulak, and then he squashes Drew Gulak, and then he signs it. And then he's trying to get with Roman, and Roman is like not answering. And he goes back to Vince, and Vince is like, well, I got Braun and Bray, but every time I go to Roman, like he's not answering. And Vince is like, oh, so what you're saying is you got 2 to 3. So you think 2 to 3 is good? I need 3 out of 3. I need all of them. All of them. And he's like, I don't care what you have to do. If you have to get to security and they use you as a battering ram, I don't care. I want all of them. All the signatures. And Adam Pearce is like, bet. He finally catches up with Roman. He was like, hey, I need you to sign this. Roman's like, all right. He's like, well, I'm going to look over it. Bye. And so at the end, he goes, well, I looked over. So I'll sign your thing. He said, I will be at Payback. Like it says, wreck everyone and leave. I will be Universal Champion again, the belt that I never lost. And I will be Universal Champion. He looks over, he said, that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. And it pans out. Freaking Paul Heyman is sitting there. He goes, believe that. End of show. Woo! Look, I'm not saying that I told you guys so that Roman Reigns would turn heel on Sunday when he speared everybody out their boots and he was talking that trash. I'm not saying that I said that, but I'm just saying that's what I said. I'm just saying. So, man, it looked like Bray Wyatt was gonna. I originally thought, I was like, man, Fiend is gonna win. He's gonna pin Braun Strowman. Then they're gonna do a thing with maybe Bray might defend against somebody else at Clash of Champions. They'll probably do like a Roman Braun thing, and then like eventually Roman's gonna get the title from Bray, maybe at like Survivor Series or something like that. But woo, Roman Reigns low key might be Universal Champion on Sunday. I'm just saying. But that was SmackDown, and I'm looking forward to Payback. It's gonna be a decent show. You got the triple threat match. You got Corbin versus Matt Riddle, which I hope Matt Riddle just wins. You got Randy Orton versus Keith Lee. That should be great. You got the women's tag team match. Um, the United States Championship match with Apollo and Bobby Lashley. Uh, maybe Intercontinental Championship with Jeff and my boy Sami Zayn. So the card is looking good. So I'm probably gonna get. I may or may not give my predictions. We'll see, but that's all I have time for. I will give SmackDown a B. A lot of the storylines were great. Two of the matches were decent enough. Oh, I literally always do this. Uh, uh, Biggie and Heavy Machinery had a six-man tag match against Sheamus and Miz and Morrison. They did a backstage segment where Morrison and Miz were talking about how to handle the six men and the six men. Sheamus comes in and they pretty much was saying that the way they win is that uh, Biggie and Heavy Machinery never tag in. Sheamus is like, you guys are freaking idiots. He walks away. Biggie and Heavy Machinery win. Sheamus tags in, but the ref doesn't see it. He has a whole hissy fit. John Morrison accidentally bumps into Sheamus. Sheamus is having a whole attitude problem. He's getting mad. He's saying, "Forget you, Miz." He's like, "What kind of garbage is this?" And Miz is like, "Where are you going?" He rumps. He's like, "All right, relax. What's your problem?" He tag in Miz. Big ending. Biggie and Heavy Machinery win. So that's that. But yeah, Biggie should be in that Intercontinental Championship. He should be in that. Maybe Sheamus too. So that was that. So that was the end of SmackDown. B show. It was decent stuff. The storylines were good. The Shinsuke Jeff Hardy match was good stuff. There was a lot of short matches, but they were all good stuff that led into like stories and stuff. So can't complain. Just need more women wrestling, more women's wrestling, women's revolution, women's wrestling. That's all we needed. Uh, but yeah, like what happened to Naomi? Naomi beats Bailey last week and gets no match. She like should have been her like in Dana Brooke or Lacey Evans or Tamina or something to like give her more momentum for like maybe if like Clash of Champions maybe she might face uh, uh, uh Bailey or something. It's like, hey, I beat you, or maybe a triple threat. I don't know. But anyways, that was the end. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll talk to you next guy. Peace.